by the task line, right? Okay. Task line number 4, subsections here and sections equal to the diameter of the rods. No, she did not, did she? She started out good and went down a couple rods, and then boy, I don't know what happened, but when she got to the center of the head down, it started going downhill, right? But you know what? That's what we see, isn't it? When you look at your students and they're doing a perm and you're checking it before that, is that something that you see? Because it's minimal competency. It's something that they're going to learn once they get out, but you got to make sure they understand that those have to be re-wrapped so that they're going to have that same curl pattern, right? Okay. The next one, spreads hair evenly across end papers of all 6 rods. Yes, she used one end paper though, didn't she? But that's okay. That's technique, isn't it? That's an old technique. Those of us have been in business a long time, you probably remember that sort of thing. But we don't do that anymore. It's 2, but there's nothing that says she can't. Right? Okay, that just happens to be the way she learned how to do it. Okay. Number 6, spreads the hair evenly around all 6 rods. Yes. It was minimal, but it was there. Okay. Number 7, extends the end papers beyond the hair ends. Yes. Very good. Number 8, maintains consistent rod-base relationship, all on or half off on all 6 rods. No, she did not. Again, we went haywire as we got down to the bottom. Okay. Number 9, wraps the rods for proper tension, ensuring the correct band placement on all 6 rods. No, what happened? What happened? Some were too tight to the scalp, because she went up and over and behind like this, because it flops around if you don't. Okay. Some she went over the top like this, but the bands are twisted. Okay. So we look at the majority of what she's given us. She wrapped 7 rods, so we have to look at 7 rods. The majority of those rods, the bands were twisted, or they were not placed in the proper placement, or it wasn't wrapped with the consistent tension. Those are the kind of things that we're looking for with that. Okay? So, minimal competency. Number 10, applies protective cotton around the wrap section. Yes. Number 11, demonstrates saturation evenly with waving lotion, safely ensuring excess lotion does not remain on the skin on all 6 rods, and wears protective gloves. What happened? What happened? Do I hear dropping out? What else? That's technique. That's technique. So we don't score on that, right? Did she safely saturate the rods? The answer is no. But I want to hear some of your things that you're looking at, thinking that that's what we're looking at. Okay? I'm sorry?
She was going across the bottom one. She would drip, 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 and she would miss, like, entire side rod.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So we're looking for that kind of stuff. There's something else we're looking for. Doesn't matter. If it goes all the way through, that's what matters. How she gets to that road doesn't matter, but just so that it is all the way through. But one thing, what about that bottle she had? Isn't that the worst possible thing you could possibly use? How many of you saw that as she got down further start to drag across the upper rod?
Right.
Okay, so that bottle now is dragging across that hair. So when you send them, I purposely did that. That's why she swore at me. Okay? Because I purposely gave her that bottle because that's what we see. They need to have something such as a perm solution bottle with a pinhole in it. A color bottle does not work because then it flows out too fast and it starts running all over everywhere and you lose the point for excessive lotion sitting on the skin. Okay? What she did, that flip top, you can't get a good stream coming out of that in order to flow it across there. It doesn't matter whether it goes on the top, in the center, or on the bottom, lift, roll, none of that matters. If it is not saturated all the way through, and a drop, drop, drop is not saturated all the way through, okay? And again, it's minimal competency. So if they, for some way, can squeeze that to get a good flow out, then it's okay. But to do that flip top, that is not the right bottle to use, okay? Creates big problems for them. Okay, next one. Any questions on that?
The bottle that they take to state board, can it be a regular perm bottle?
Yes.
Does it
Doesn't have to say mock. It can say waving solution, waving lotion, perming solution, anything that indicates what that is. It's fine. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
One thing, do they have to finish up the entire section? Do you want to see that, or do you only want to see 6 rods?
The task line only says 6 rods, so that's what we're scoring. If you continue to do the section, you're not going to lose points for that, but it's more for us to look at. It's more for us to look at to see whether it's minimal competency. So you give us more. We don't need more, and you really don't want to give us more to work with, okay? Because if that throws it out of the majority and puts it in the majority of them rods are not wrapped at the correct tension, but your first 6 are, but these 7 are not, then we have to go with the one that's not, okay?
I know it takes the student more time with sectioning and making it look a little neater than what she has. Is that, I teach my students to be a little neater than that.
That's great if you do, but it's nothing to do with the assessment of the exam.
Okay.
Okay?
No,
And
that's what I'm saying.
if you want to turn them out that way, I think that's wonderful and it's great. But there's nothing for us to score on that.
And that's
And
fine.
that's why we took away the 9 sectioning. Okay? There's nothing safe to the public that has to do with 9 sectioning, right? So really, we don't need to waste their time to do all 9. It's great that you guys teach them that, because I think that's wonderful for a basic student when they get out in the real world to start out that way until they learn how to do it and they get that basic down. But as far as being safe to the public, there's nothing to do with that for our end.
No, I don't have them do the
Yeah.
9 sections,
Right.
just a little bit neater.
Right, and that's okay, and that's good. But she's minimal competent, so that's okay. She's not real happy with me, but that's okay too. I said, you got 10 minutes, do it. So she's not real happy. Okay, demonstrates a test curl to confirm curl development. Okay, those of you that said yes, those of you that said no, somebody tell me that didn't do the exam, say, last July. If you have not done this before and you said no, tell me why. Oh. She did push it in. She did push it in, and that's the problem. Okay, that's the problem. You cannot manipulate the rod. A proper test curl is to unroll 1.5 times, at least 1.5 times, and then you stand still. If that is real solution, when you stand still, that hair will go into that S form if it's ready. Okay, so by pushing it back and forth, rocking it back and forth, or tapping the hair manipulates the hair and can give you a false reading. So this is why you unroll 1.5 times, stand still. Don't push in, don't push out. So she received a no because she did that. Okay? Okay. Was that helpful? Yes. Woohoo!